Did you watch Flip Anything USA with Tom McKay today? He's picking on millennials like me about real estate gurus that don't have any experience. I mean, I recommended Tom's book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's a great book. But, I could never have the experience Tom does. I looked for the oldest real estate investment book I could find. And this is it. It's from 1926. And I thought there was a lot of, commonalities between these two books. And then I look in here and look at this. This is like a meeting from 1926. And if you look in the front row close, I'll show you. Tom sat in the front row. Same jacket and everything. I can't believe it. I found his secret. But anyways, getting back to the millennials. He likes to beat on Kevin in this video. I can't get over it. So I brought Kevin in. Kevin's going to stand up for himself. So, Kevin, I know you started out as a salesperson, and now you bought 4 or 5 houses and you think you're a real estate guru and selling a class. What would you have to say to Tom? I think Kevin's speechless. But then you dyed your hair, got beat up by Grant Cardone, and, became a stock guru. Is that true? Yes? Okay. Okay. Well, we all know there's lots of gurus around here that think they know a lot about real estate. And Tom is right. You have to have the experience, and the experience comes with years, decades of knowledge, getting your feet wet, being in the war, knowing how to make deals. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, even the most experienced investors. But it's because of the cycles and the longevity of making things happen and bearing with it. And sometimes you're not going to keep everything you have, and you're just going to have to fight to the next day. But it comes from the cycles, and nobody controls the cycles. And these real estate gurus that are currently on, they're YouTube entertainers. They aren't real estate investors per se. Yes, they might have some real estate investments, or they might have started out as a real estate salesperson, but in the grand scheme of things, I'll tell you a little secret. If you've been in real estate for over a decade and you're still messing around with only residential property, I mean single family detached or condos, then you're really not probably a seasoned investor, because that's the stepping stone. That's like grade 1, 2, and 3 in elementary school. You want to get up into the commercial properties. You want to get up into apartment complexes. So if you're only messing around with houses, like currently, if the deal is not 7 figures and above, I have no interest in it. 0. Because there's just not going to be a big enough play in that game to make me take my time to venture for that. So watch the gurus on here, the so-called gurus. If any of them are under 40, they don't have enough experience, they haven't been through the deep cycle. When you buy property in 2009, 2010, but nothing before, you're not a guru. You haven't weathered a storm. And when you get to be Tom's age, happy birthday, Tom, it's January, by the way, you also have the experience of multiple cycles. And each cycle is a little different. I mean, 2007, 2008, 2009 is uniquely different than, the one that happened in the 1980s. But when you're spending your money to learn something, learn from somebody that's been through the cycles. And I do endorse Tom's book. It is a great book. And there's other great books. Here's one here, one here. Oh, I'm getting thirsty. This was one of my favorite books when I first started out. It's How I Turned 1,000 into a Million. And this book was hard to get because at the time you couldn't just go on Amazon to buy it. And there's multiple editions of this afterwards. I don't think he bought any more property, but it became How I Turned $1,000 into $3 million, and then it turned How I Turned $1,000 into $5 million. He probably never bought any more properties. It was just through appreciation and time. So, but Tom's book is great, to the point. I recommended it a couple times, but I don't know why he's beating up on these little gurus around town. You know? Kevin, Graham, the guy from Nevada, not besides Graham, that claims he sells 200, the bodybuilder. You know, he wants to keep you in the houses. Come on. If you're into the game, you get out of the houses. It's just like the game of Monopoly. You move up, not to hotels, but maybe to apartment complexes or industrial space or retail space or office space. So don't get stuck playing with houses all your life.